Welcome to the Numerology and the Astrology for March 17th, 2021. If you add all those numbers together, you get the number 16. And if you add the 1 and the 6 together, you get the number 7. The number 7 is a number that builds power through repetition and seeks out the structures that allow for thoughts to generate into something of substance in this life. We are people driven by feeling, personality, and creative expression. Repetition is designed to build strength, skill, and confidence. A soul has to have a strong drive to master what is being repeated in order to gain a level of confidence and excellence. That drive within each soul is unique. It is something that to some extent can be taught, but more often than not, it is embedded within the psyche of a soul. Those unique souls want something so badly, and they know that without a powerful level of mastery and the certainty within, they will not be able to maintain a type of exactitude necessary to succeed. Without that certainty, they cannot fully allow the power of their personality to move through that chosen form into magic. The number 7 is the reminder that to have excellence in anything, you have to be willing to do repetitive drills to gain alignment with those powerful forces of nature. That is how one becomes energized and transformed into something so beautiful, sublime, and effortless that it moves something magical that is beyond simple action through the body. It turns that force into an expression of exquisite, effortless joy and wonder. So, I wanted to explain the number 7 this way just because I think that it's so important to recognize what causes people to stand out. There are people that I have found that have had incredible natural instinct, incredible skill, but it was sort of just like there. It was never maybe fully appreciated, and so it just was given to them. And so sometimes when something is so effortless and easy, the person doesn't learn self-discipline in order to create working on something so that you end up having muscle memory or some sort of consciousness and memory that makes something automatic. And what I have found in life is that you have to have a certain degree of talent, that's for sure. A natural propensity towards it. But you also have to have this incredible sense of determination and drive. And the number 7 is that number. It's that number that says, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. How did that look? Did that look good from all angles? Was that effective? And so I like to think of, the Karate Kid movies where, he's, doing the thing like drop the rag, pick up the rag, all these things that he has to do this sequence over and over and over and over again until it becomes so automatic that his body memory just has this natural flow and instinct with how to do something. And when you look at famous athletes, they all have this, that they had a degree of talent and ability, but it also takes a mental fortitude to not collapse when something is actually difficult, and to keep trying and to keep driving and to keep moving forward. So, I can't tell you how many people I've known that were way more talented than, say, I was. And yet they lacked that mental fortitude, which is that number 7, that willingness to, go in the studio and just do it over and over and over and over again until you really got it just right. And you see those, athletes that even when they have lost a contest, like what do you call it? A biking contest where they're flipping bikes or something, and they don't stop. Like, even though they lost the event, they're going to keep making that little adjustment, making that little adjustment, making that little adjustment until they get it completely right. And that's the kind of drive. It's less about winning, and it's more about the feeling of getting it absolutely, completely correct. And to do that, there's something magical that happens when you do that. I remember that one of my psychic teachers was a world-class psychic, and he was a Green Beret. And so he taught me how to to focus my psychic ability by throwing knives. I know that sounds really bizarre, but he was incredibly good at throwing knives, and there's a way that you can throw a knife that when it leaves your hand, as it brushes against this part of your hand, you don't even have to look at the target. That the angle that it brushes your hand, you actually know it's going in and it's going to hit the target. And you can literally throw it and turn away and walk away and it will still hit the target. And that's that repetition. That's that feeling of repetition. And what that taught me was that you do have to have this talent. You have to have a drive and a propensity for something, but you also have to have that mental determination that just will not quit. And you find the most powerful athletes oftentimes were the most temperamental. They had this, intensity inside of them that they're just not going to let something go. And that's what it takes in the physical world in order to manifest something. So, the astrology today. The moon helps us steady this ship right now, being in Taurus, thank goodness. This moon allows for strong determination and resolute actions. Venus and Saturn semi-square, and that can make us doubt ourselves and question our effectiveness at this time. It may feel as if we are far away somewhere watching everything, but not feeling tied to those things that used to hook us and take up so much energy. I'm not sure that is a bad thing. Perhaps it is necessary to not get caught up in the past patterns that used to cause stress and anxiety. We may feel less effective and woefully inadequate at moments today. That's okay. Just remember that this is a passing mood in the movement of the planets. Think of it as a time for healing and finding our enthusiasm once again. Mars forms a sextile to Chiron, and this gives us a moment to stop and step up and go more into a leadership position. We may feel motivated by something more significant than our old self. Some new mission is beginning to take form. Just remember that when such moments manifest, it is the nature of this world to resist change and forward progression. Do not take the defensive posture of others personally. While fixing things seems important, what is more important is the expression of our purpose and our mission at this time. And my quote for today: you cannot be a good artist if you are not something of a philosopher. You cannot be a good philosopher if you are not something of a mystic. And my blog today was just a whole bunch of quotes that I found interesting. Some of them are mine, some of them are not. The first one is by Ludwig Wittgenstein. Ludwig Wittgenstein, if I can say that correctly. I apologize if I just slaughtered that. And he was a philosopher. You can tell he's German. And it goes like this. Philosophy is a battle against the bewitchment of our intelligence by means of language. You probably should hear that one again. Philosophy is a battle against the bewitchment of our intelligence by means of language. I love that one. I think it's so interesting. That philosophy is different than our cognitive skills with words, because words are bewitching. And they have this incredible ability to enroll or inflame or all sorts of things. But philosophy is about truth. And philosophy is about moving past the words or what you think the word means into the deeper underlying message that is trying to be spoken, that is not a polarized conversation. It's just sheer truth. And we live in a world right now that is so much about, well, the words were right, the words are right. And I'm like, yeah, but, is there a philosophy behind this that actually is congruent within the core of the person? Because when you have that congruency, that's really powerful. And the last two are actually my quotes. A great artist has the ability to let their personality shine through the structure of and form of their chosen discipline. It is the personality that wins over the rational mind. Logic alone cannot create great art. And my last one. You have to be willing to step out of your own boundaries and the boundaries imposed upon you by a culture and society. Only then can you set yourself apart from the masses and feel into and touch the dimensions that exist beyond this perceived reality. Thanks, everyone. I hope you have a great day.